Hey guys, this is gonna be a quick stream. So I have been working on decluttering the apartment, organizing things, and here's the weird thing. It's like the less stuff I can figure out to declutter, it's like the more it inspires me to actually declutter more. It's strange. I think it's because like at first it's like I sell so many things, right? It's like you're giving away bunch of things. And then after a while you're like, okay, just two things here, two things here. It doesn't get overwhelming. I want to get to a point where I'm giving away one thing a week or, three things a week and it's completely manageable. I don't feel like there's 10 things to give away. I pulled out a whole bunch of plant decor. So fake plants that I grabbed. Sometimes I find that it's too colorful. So for instance, right? So one of the colors that I absolutely hate in the apartment is red because I find that there's a lot of red with the brick, and then there's also red with the um, panels as well. And I find that it's not a very calming color. That's just me. So we have some fake succulents that I got, and these were actually kind of pricey. They were like $30 retail. But the problem is that since they are red, it's like whenever I see them, I think it's just a freaking eyesore. So I've had it for a couple months, tried to incorporate it in the apartment, moved it around, and it just didn't work. So that's gonna be good. That's gonna get going. And what I find is, hold on, you guys. What? You told me I never fed these cats enough. You were the one who told me, look, Erica, you're starving the cat. And then, funny enough, a couple months later, Erica, you're feeding the cats too much. I told you I didn't think I was overfeeding the cats, but you were telling me that you thought I just weren't feeding them. Whatever. Huh? I don't starve Oreo. He's very well fed. Well, you know what? He's gonna be pissed off because finally his prescription food's coming back in stock, so he no longer gets wellness. I ran out of food, so he had to go back to those old cat food. Yeah, so to past 3 days he's been on his old food because it's not expired or anything like that. It expires 2022, but I thought like, man, I don't want to pay $5 a can at the vet for it. So yeah, sorry you guys. You guys are gonna have to eat regular cat food for 2 days, 2 or 3 days. I try to cut it with the prescription food, like half and half. But yeah, today is the day when that food comes in. Oh, Oreo gets his wonderful prescription cat food. Something tells me he's not gonna really savor the cat food nearly as much as the regular cat food. But you know what? He's gonna have to go back on prescription. I messed up. So because I was feeding them a little too much, they ran out of food. Normally it's perfect, but yeah, when you give them too much food, then they run out of the cat food, and then you have to find this kind of situation. But it is what it is. It won't happen again. But if it does, they can go back on regular cat food. We just have some cans lying around. Um, so as I was saying, right? So I've been decluttering, and it is a work in progress. I kind of wanna. I wish like I knew how to do this intuitively, but it's really tough for me because it's like I find that I just like clear things out and then I add things in, and after I add things in, I'm like, okay, well let me try to make different combinations, and then when I find a combination I like, then I stick with it, right? But sometimes it's like that combination just stays with me for about, let's say, a few weeks, and then I get tired of it and I say, oh, let me declutter more, and eventually what happens is that my hope is that the apartment looks more minimalistic and more cohesive. So I've been on this warpath of like stripping the color out, right? Sticking with this whole color palette of solid greens and whites, and just nothing that kind of clashes. Like I wish I had some of these like cement kind of things, but yeah, I can't find it. And people who buy this stuff, I imagine they don't really get rid of it. So, the thing that's been bothering me in the kitchen big time is the freaking pantry. Now, you guys might be thinking, like, Erica, what's the big freaking deal? Okay, here's the thing. When you look at some of these decorated homes, you'll see that they buy these containers, right? So there's cohesiveness. This one, for instance, they have all the jars, they have all the freaking same labels, so it's repotted. And when you do it that way, right, or when you have like certain like you have like all the freaking like all the oatmeal's the same, you know, you have it's just like it kind of looks like a grocery store. It looks organized. But the problem with us is, well, first of all, I'm too freaking cheap to buy empty bottles and just stick the freaking labels on here, making it look minimalistic and um, like showroom ready, like this, right? Okay, these OXO containers, I don't know if you guys can see the ones with the plastic white lids. Those things are about $5, $10 a pop. So I could buy it, but it's like that those containers would cost more than like can you imagine me repackaging like freaking avocado oil with chamoy plus seasoning plus I don't know. I really shouldn't repackage vitamin bottles, but you guys get what I'm saying. Like it's just it would drive me freaking crazy. And yeah, I mean, but this is what people do when they want to have a nice place. They will spend the time buying all these jars, getting the matching labels, so that way it looks aesthetic. Aesthetic. And yeah, if you guys have this, like, I'm not shitting on you, I'm just saying, like, this kind of stuff, it's nice. It's definitely an investment piece. So yeah, imagine this, right? Imagine paying like $5, $6 for each one of these glass jars. It adds up, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I see 9 in the front first row. So you're looking at about what? Maybe $6 each, right? $54 just in the freaking jars. And then on the bottom there's another line, right? So this is over $100 worth of jars just in the top two, just in the 2 rows of jars. And then you got also the other jar on the bottom, right? The rice jar, the flour jar, the spaghetti jar. Those jars, I know you can buy them at Walmart. Let's just say they're $6 each. I don't know. $6 or $10. So you're looking at probably about $120 worth of jars, and not including the chalkboard label and the chalkboard marker, just to have it look pretty. And I don't want that. It's like I could do that, you know. I could just rip open packages of flour and dishwashing detergent and put everything in freaking glass, but yeah, I lack the aesthetic willpower to buy all these jars just to make it look pretty. At least for now. Maybe if I and it's like I can't even how can I say this? I can't even go and just get them reuse them because you can see like for this one, right? You have strict cohesiveness. It's the same freaking brand of jar. It's the same like. If you do what I do, right, and let's say you go with sidewalk finds, you're going to have mismatched jars. And mismatched jars do not look aesthetic. So, I've decided that what I want to do is instead of hyper-focusing on my freaking jars and my labels and kind of beating myself up whenever I see this, because it's really an eyesore. It's really an eyesore looking at the pantry because it's not like this, you see? It's not like gorgeous. And, yeah, see that? So this one, you can see these are all mason jars. These all look like ball jars. So all of them are in ball jars. All of them are like the same, usually one same height or 2 heights, or all the heights are all together, right? All the shorts are together. Then you got the freaking set of 3. Remember the decor thing I told you guys, like the whole thing about groups of 3s? You got the group of 3 there, and then yeah, you got 3 different sizes and same label, so even though they're different colors, it ties it together. Yeah, maybe one day if I just feel like I want to burn money on jars and labels and repackaging things and telling you guys like, oh, look how aesthetic our pantry looks. I'll do that, but I don't know. It's not a high priority item for me right now. It isn't. Yeah. And I don't even think we have that much things I could repackage. Like, how the hell do I repackage? I don't know. I have to buy special olive oil containers for all the olive oil. Let's see. Okay, so what I decided to do is I'm going to get a curtain. I'm going to get a curtain instead. I want to get a tension rod. And then I'm just going to cover the frickin' thing. You see how, let me see, open pantry, tension rod pantry. I'm just going to frickin' hide it. So even though our pantry looks like this, which I understand most people's pantry looks like, right? I'm just going to get a tension rod and cover it with a curtain. So it's kind of like this, you see, but it's all covered up. Let me find it. Okay, yeah, like this. See how they cover the cat litter box? They have this tension rod and then they got the curtains and it kind of hides it. Yeah, that's my thinking. I reached out to someone who was giving away sheer curtains and I said, hey, I would like your curtains. And so I got the curtains. Oh, here what we're talking about. See this? So yeah, we got tension rod, we got curtain. I freaking gave away like 8 shower curtains. Oh, but it's okay. I gave away 8 shower rings yesterday. It's okay. So yeah, I hope that I can keep this thing covered. I got 2 of them, so yeah, maybe hopefully I can use them as a door. I'll see how it works out. I just don't like looking at it and seeing all the different colors and all the different sizes and all the... It just, yeah. See this? Like, there's nothing... Here's the thing. Okay, you guys might give crap to this person and say, oh, it looks so messy. But it really just looks messy because you got all these colors and different shapes and sizes around. And I can't really change certain things because it's like... Yeah, it's... Maybe I'm just making excuses. Maybe I'm just being really... Maybe I'm just being... maybe I'm just being, hold on. Maybe I'm just being too cheap, right? Maybe it's like this is like what I have to do, which is make it all aesthetic like that. But I don't feel like doing that right now. So yeah, look, you can see under the Vitamix, you got the set of 3 over there, and then you got, of course, the beans and the fruit. And we don't have this. We don't have the storage space, so. Oh my god, my voice is like terrible right now. Hold on. Where's my Ricola? So, I've been a lot more cognizant about color lately. And freaking, this is gonna sound like kind of like starting to get into OCD, but when I look into things like this, although it is organized, you can clearly see this has more visual clutter than something like this. Because all the colors, right, all the colors are the same, everything's all matchy-matchy. Or even like this, you can have lots of stuff, you just need to have it removed from the packaging and just repackage it. Yeah, see, like this, I don't like this because I feel like when I look at this, I'm like, what's in this freaking basket? Like, I'm not 10 feet tall, so I'm gonna need a ladder to get all the way up there to get that freaking walk. So I don't like that as well. And then you got pantries like this. Yeah, so you can see they bought matching organizing containers, yeah? So, it's just all this stuff. And I do have organizing trays, but they're not tall enough, so yeah, even if, I mean, I could buy organizing containers for it, but, like these little, like these baskets, I could do it this way, but it's like freaking basket heaven over here, so. Oreo, what are you doing? Look at this guy, he's crying for food. Oreo, come on now. Yeah, so... And this stuff, I don't know. It's just like, yeah, if I hide it in the basket, it'll look cleaner. But, yeah, that's an option too. Or maybe I just do both. Maybe I get the baskets, and then I also, yeah, like tall baskets, and then that way it kind of hides a lot of it, and then I put a curtain on top of it. That could be another option too. These wicker baskets. These wicker baskets. Yeah, I'm not going to be able to find them used. I'm going to have to actually go to a store and buy them. I know, you're like, oh my goodness, Erica, you're making a big deal out of buying it. But The reason being is that I need to have cohesiveness, right? What if I'm short one basket? I don't want to have a mismatched basket. So yeah, I think I might only actually need 3 now that I think about it. 3. Now I got extra stuff too. Oh, frick. So, yeah. So let's see over here. I'm going to re-chat over here. Where they get used to eventually food. No, it's not minimalism really. I don't want to say it's minimalism, but it's like I just want it to look more organized. You see like this looks really pretty. And but it's costly. That's the thing about it. Like I don't want to have to repackage all the beans into these freaking like fancy looking jars, and I don't know what I'm going to do about my freaking like what am I supposed to do? Repackage my salt too? My Himalayan salt? Like no. I don't want to be like poverty and have a Ziploc bag. I want to have it in a nice fancy jar with the freaking chalkboard label. And I know people are gonna get pissed off hearing me talk about that, but come on. Our pantry looks more like this. See? Like this. And you got all sorts of labels, and this is how normal people are, but if you want to be aesthetic, you gotta make it more like that. And I understand these are grains over here, but you can see that, yeah, people, they have this whole thing organized. See that? Actually, we can actually cut a lot of the food that we eat because I don't use too much cooking. Actually, wait a second. I take that back. The stuff that we actually have, I actually do use. Yeah, I actually do use it. But like the spice containers, you know, all the plastic shaker things. Ideally, I should get rid of them and put them in these kind of ball jars of sorts, or these kind of like fancy schmancy kind of spice containers. See, so that way it looks more like this, right? It's like, oh look, it's nice and organized, and I just naturally am like this. See that? Kind of looks sort of like a store display. It's not hard to do. You just need to find the freaking containers, and then from there, work from there. And yeah. So even if you look at vitamins, you see how the aesthetic of this looks like? Let me show you this. Vitamin pantry. So we have a whole bunch of vitamins, okay? So our vitamins, okay, so you see this is how a normal person's pantry looks like. See? It's just like, and we already have organizers. But see, like this, like that to me doesn't look aesthetic. And I don't know anybody who repackages their vitamins in like, you know, one of those freaking glass amber jars, or I don't know. It's tough. See? So here's another one. So it looks like what I could do is I could just get acrylic organizers. Yeah, acrylic organizers might be the way to go. See that? So this person tried to organize it. You see how they had the little shelf thing? But it still looks cluttered. But once you put them inside some clear organizers and you put like versus like together, yeah, then it looks a little bit nicer. These lazy Susans look nice. I guess we could get a lazy Susan. Yeah, maybe I'll get a lazy Susan. Right now I have them in it's yeah, I have to see how it is because like I have a bunch of supplements and Lewis has some supplements and I gotta make sure that it fits in the frickin' lazy Susan tray. I guess I could get a really big one. Yeah, maybe I'll get a big one. Yeah. You see like this lazy Susan on the bottom? So I find that getting clear acrylic or clear plastic organizers, that makes it look a little bit more expensive. See this? I don't want to talk really lowly of this stuff because this is like the kind of stuff I do. But like this stuff looks like, yeah, you tried, but you failed. You can see that they tried to, I don't know why they have the caps over here, but there was an attempt. But once you add in the fancy schmancy high back acrylic organizers and put like with like, or and you have like the lazy Susans, see your 2 lazy Susans, so it kind of balances it, right? So you have, yeah, one on each side. Then it looks more upscale. Yeah, so I kind of want to get a double layer one then. But yeah, I gotta take measurements. We don't have that much supplements that we take. But yeah, one level could be Lewis's and one level could be mine's. And then that way I clear up the vitamin tray a little bit. And then for freaking spices, I can work on that way. Oh, it's so hard. Like, I've even decluttered things. And yeah, I'm just like, frick, what am I supposed to get rid of? I can't get rid of my apple cider vinegar. Like, I really don't have that much cooking things that I cook with, but it just looks so cluttered because you got green and you got like all sorts of like mishmash colors all together. So best way I can describe it, right? Yeah, best way I can describe it is yeah, it just looks kind of crazy. So see, like when you go to a retail store, you see how it kind of all looks cohesive, like all the brand names are next to the other brand names. So the label is the same. You don't have that stuff when it's for home use. Your home use kind of looks more like this. So I think I'm probably gonna get a Lazy Susan, like a double um um how would I say it? A two layer, yeah, a two level Lazy Susan. Probably gonna go with acrylic or clear plastic just because it looks a little cleaner. Um, yeah, I don't really want to go stainless steel. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go with clear. And yeah, I don't. Yeah, see this? These bins. Yeah, see? So this is a cupboard, okay? There's nothing wrong with this cupboard. This is the kind of cupboard that we have, okay? This is the kind of cupboard that we have, but you can clearly see, like I said, it looks crazy. There's just all these different shapes. Although all the jams are together, the jam container clashes with the salt container, clashes with the K2 vitamin containers, and that's why it's like you look at this stuff and it looks like such an eyesore. And it looks like an eyesore to me, even though I've organized it. It's like I'm thinking to myself, like, I've already put in organizers, but it still looks not so great. Maybe I gotta fix the height. Maybe I gotta have it like all going down like an AT&T or like a Wi-Fi bar. Who knows? But yeah, no. So we already have organizers. We already have organizers, but it's just that I'm kind of thinking like I want to make this apartment look more refined, and it's yeah, I want to make this apartment look more refined, and it's kind of like a rock and a hard place because yeah. So my thinking is this. My thinking is this. I can make it organized. I'm working with something like this, okay? And I can make it organized by putting it into plastic containers. And then the other thing I could do is maybe get one of these, where is this? Where's that sheer curtain thing? Frick, I just showed it to you guys. Let me show, oh my god, I just clicked away from it. So get some sheer curtains and then cover it over the pantry. So sheer curtains and then use a tension rod. So that way it's kind of hidden off, and then yeah, let me see. I've actually had a disdain, like I used to really love colorful stuff, but now I actually have a huge disdain for it. It's like I look at it, I'm like, why the hell is there a blue label next to a red label next to a green label? Oh, it doesn't look aesthetic. Let's find it. Oh my goodness. Sheer curtains, pantry food. Mm. Yeah, so something like this. You see how it's kind of hiding it? I'm thinking about going this route. Some people, they just do this whole little rod and then you cover all your food. That way you see one freaking square rather than what's inside. So, Yeah, let's find it. But who knows? Maybe it's gonna piss me off, right? Maybe I'm gonna try do this whole aesthetic thing, and then after a while I'll be like, oh, see, there we go, pantry curtain. See this? See, so when you look at it, you can't see it because there's a freaking curtain, and I don't have to install anything. I think I can just use a tension rod. So I already sourced the curtains. I think I'm gonna have to sew them a little shorter, because they're too freaking long, but yeah, shorten the curtains, put a tension rod in there, see how it works, but I don't want to just cover it. I also want to organize behind it. Look at this. 20 genius ways to organize your pantry. See all the matching containers over here? So you got clear, right? Clear glass with like the stainless steel lids. And then you got the whole matching color scheme, right? Everything is kind of like this wicker sort of light wood color around it. And yeah, so it's white, clear, silver, or wood color. And then even the marble itself looks kind of light color. So it's all about not just it's all about sticking with a color scheme. And that's what I've noticed. Like if you don't stick with a color scheme like this, it's something is going to clash out really hard. And that's why I've tried to strip away all the red in the apartment, because like whenever I see red, I'm like, no, no, it's like taking me backwards. And of course it's getting easier because I'm decluttering stuff, and it's like less and less stuff, so I can hyper focus even more and more and more. But that pantry is something that's been a real big like eyesore for me, and I feel like, yeah, I want to figure a way to make it look nicer, but it's tough because I'm just on noob level. I'm not on this like professional organizing kind of thing. But I think if I brute force it, right, and if I just get inspiration from other people and just stick with this tried and true acrylic, I will get closer to my goal. Yeah. So, I will see. I will see. So most likely Amazon, I'm going to be buying some of these organizers. I don't really like shopping too much, like going to specifically like to a TJ Maxx store for that. I don't like dealing with returns. That's my biggie thing. So most likely I'm going to have to take some measurements, go on Amazon, just buy some trays, or see how that thing works. I need to buy less stuff. I'm not buying more stuff. That's the thing. Like I know how much stuff we're buying, and it's just having like a few things next to each other, like a big avocado oil next to an olive oil next to a sesame oil. That that like creates like visual clutter. And I just want to look at it and be like, "Wow, it looks so pretty. Like we have a really pretty pantry." Okay, this is what I'll stop. Okay. Hold on. Oh, you guys can't see this screen. So I don't know if this is going to be a hit or a miss, but look at this. See that? See this? So this is what I'm thinking about doing. Putting a tension rod and putting a sheer curtain here. So you can clearly see there's something there, but you can't tell exactly what it is. And then underneath it, it's all nicely and organized. I don't like it when I look straight into the kitchen. I see all this freaking, it's like this. See? It's like you can't, it's like it's really hard to make this look aesthetic because you have all sorts of freaking sauces and oils and bags and like peanut butter brands, and you see? So even if you put them in nice containers, they still have so much design going on. It looks chaotic. So what this person did is they just said, "You know what? Let's just get a frickin' cloth." And they just covered it up. Yeah, so when they walk past it, they don't have to see this frickin' eyesore right in front of them. I'm a big fan of that. Like, I'm a really big fan of that. I don't think I'm going to be able to get away from the visual clutter. Even if I put it in nice, fancy, like, clear plastic organizers and declutter, it's just, there's going to be stuff in there. But maybe I'll be wrong. I think, look at this. If you look in the pantry of a highly productive billionaire, I'm sure you'll find not such needless organization. I think if you're a billionaire, you probably have a home decorator or an organizer, and they can figure out that issue for you. You probably have a lot more studio space. You have a lot more space too than a freaking studio as well. So if you guys look at like IKEA, right? You know, some of those pantries, they got tons and tons of storage. You know, like upper cabinets and stuff. Like I wish we had that. Okay, like in my opinion, we don't have enough cabinets because it's like, yeah, I'm trying to be creative with things, but it's still not enough. And it's really been like a hard thing for me to figure out because it's like, okay, I want to make sure we have a lot of food here just in case, right? Just in case we got to bunker down, but then you realize like you live in a studio apartment, so there if you have too much stuff, then it looks really cluttered, and it's really easy for this place to look really cluttered. So yeah, I wish we had more space, but I gotta make do with what we have, and I kind of see it as like a challenge, right? I see it as a challenge, like, can I make this place look more aesthetic? And I feel like I'm gonna go down the rabbit hole of just thinking, okay, let me pull everything out, let me organize it by size, let me make sure those cohesive, and yeah. I really don't want to repop the freaking peanut butter in a ball jar because then I think like, okay, well, this is extra work for me, right? It's extra work for me to take out every single thing that we're buying and then put it in a nice aesthetic jar. And then, yeah, it's just doubly the work. And I don't know, like freaking shelf life as well, too, right? So, yeah. So I know, like, from what I know on my newbie status for organizing, I do know for like certain things you can bunch them together. So all the peanut butters together, all the oils together, oatmeal packets. You don't have to keep it in the box. You could put them in a nice, pretty container or organizing container. Um, but yeah, I've tried to do that already with the pantry. Freaking, there is buy your own container, but I don't want to do that kind of thing. Like we already have stuff, okay? We already have sauces and oils, and I just don't want to be like, okay, well, yeah, yeah, I just don't want to be like, okay, I got to go to the BYO, bring your own container place. You know the refill place, like just for that. No. I'm all about like reducing waste, but taking a special trip just to refill my olive oil, not really. Not really. So, yeah. Well, I'm gonna go off and organize. I've organized this thing like 4 times already, but I can obviously organize more. I'm probably gonna go down the slippery slope of Amazon today and see if I can make it look nicer. I tried using things like boxes, like box lids, like MacBook box lids, and make it look pretty, but yeah, it's like my lids are not tall enough. So when you look at these pantry, let me look at this pantry organization. Okay, hold up. I was looking up some. Oh, wait. When you look at pantry organization, right? Pantry organization. See all these? So you got the freaking OXO containers, the OXO containers. These are the standalone, these airtight seal ones. But then you also got these as well. See these weave basket things. Oh my gosh. Look at all these containers. Look at that. Jeez. See how that this looks pretty. Like don't get me wrong, this looks pretty, but like I said, it adds up. The cost of this adds up very quickly. See that? The good thing is that I don't eat cereal, so I don't have to deal with this kind of stuff. Like, you know, all this cereal for the OXO containers. So you can see that this person only used two types of bins, right? They use this little woven bin and this one plastic bin. So you need to buy stuff. You need to make sure that you have a source. And that's why some people go to places like the container store. Since if they find out they're short on container, they go back to the store and they know they buy the same exact container. See, like that? It's all the same brand. It's all the same kind of container. You can't cheap out on it and try to, you know, hold your, you know, think that, oh, maybe you'll get lucky and maybe you'll find them for free or secondhand or something. See that? So I'm a big fan of acrylic containers like this. I think they look very clean. I love acrylic. I love acrylic so much. So these kind of pull containers I think are great because you can just pull them out. You see the little handle part? And then so all the canned goods are all, you know, nice and perfectly front facing, and they're all equally spaced. And then you can see they even have a tea and cream, coffee, Keurig stuff. Yeah, it's all organized. This is nice. See this one? They got these freaking pull-out jars, but what do you see? You see the acrylic pull-out ones as well. See that? See on the third shelf? So there's a lot of organization here. Yeah, maybe I'll just use, you know what? Maybe I don't even need the curtain. Maybe I just need to get these like tall acrylic ones, acrylic bins of sorts, and then organize it pretty that way. Like all my oils are together, all my salts are together. And best place to get this stuff, in my opinion, just my opinion, would be Container Store. So this stuff, you see this fancy stuff? Let's look at Container Store. Look at that. But look, you're gonna see the price rack up really freaking quickly. Oh, look at that Nordic basket. Remember that other organizing thing you saw? The same freaking container? I love Container Store. I have never purchased anything from the Container Store, but yeah, I think it's so nice. Okay, let's go kitchen. Oh, look at this. The pull-out drawers. So as I was telling you guys in my previous stream, right? It's very familiar to familiarize yourself with like what's considered to be like a higher end store or a focus store. So if you feel like a total dumbass when it comes to organizing, go to these websites, get some inspiration. You can go to like TJ Maxx or Marshalls or Home Goods and buy something similar. But for me, because I'm just kind of going on the freaking warpath over here and I don't want to wait for, you know, making sure that I have like say 5 OXO containers that look the same, I rather just buy them all at one time. Let's see. Oh, this is all kids stuff. Oh, why am I in the kids stuff? I don't want to look at kids storage. Look at that refrigerator and freezer. See this? Look at that. Doesn't that look pretty? You have to admit, that does look very organized. See, look, even your drinks has its own plastic. So when you have everything all cohesive, everything is in a clear glass or clear plastic and you don't really have much labels, this is how your fridge looks like. See? It's super regimented. It's super regimented, super like, okay, I don't like the eggs being all the way back there. Maybe it's just because we eat eggs every day, but yeah, you see this? Like you cannot say like this person didn't organize their kitchen if you saw a kitchen like this. It's like, dang, look, even their freaking 2 liter bottles have its own little, or the wine little bottles. Like everything has its own place, and you stick with that. Look at the freaking sauce, the sauce containers too. Oh, look at this Marie Kondo. Oh, look at that, $154.88. Yeah, so you can get inspiration. You don't have to buy her freaking overpriced ceramic storage thing, so you can go and get something cheaper. But I would recommend, and this is just my advice, if you see something you like, overbuy. Overbuy, bring it home, because you don't want to be like, oh, okay, I thought I just needed 2, and then you actually needed 3, and then you go back to the store, like if it's a TJ Maxx, and then it's freaking sold out. Yeah, look at these carrot thin. Holy crap. We don't have something like that. Like we don't really eat that many carrots, but still, right? See that? I don't know how I feel about my grapes having that open air in there. See, it's like that's the container you eat it in. Maybe it's just me. I'm used to having things in Tupperware. See, so you got your little puka hole here for your fingers to go through. So yeah, these containers also stack on top of each other, and then yeah, it just looks so pretty. I really want to have a fridge that looks like this. I really do. Because I feel like I look into it, I'd be like, dang, everything is all nice and pretty. So yeah, so going down the slippery slope of this kind of stuff, I don't like, oh, look at this. So if you have freezer bins, look, you can have an upright container for your frozen food. So when you pull it out, it looks more expensive, it looks more, I don't want to say fancy, but that is the word, fancy. I've been to Dollar Tree, by the way. I don't really see nice containers that look like it's like this. But then again, these are $15 containers each. So very possible if you wanted to redo a fridge and put all these containers in, you're looking to spend about $100. I think that if I was to get every single container I wanted to my heart's content for this kitchen area, it would probably be about $200. For the fridge, for the pantries, it would go pretty freaking quickly. Maybe even 300. Yeah, and it'd just be all these like plastic kind of things. I've shopped enough at like Home Goods and TJ Maxx to know it's like you're on a constant search for that kind of stuff, for matching stuff, and I just don't want to deal with it. I don't want to have like something that doesn't match, and then feel like, oh man, I gotta wait a couple months to find something that matches. But the good thing about this is like once you got the system in place, like you can use it for many years. So I don't want to say it's an investment, but it kind of is an investment. It's one of the first world kind of investments. No, it's not. It's not about that. It's about just making sure that when you open up your fridge, it looks very organized. It doesn't look like you're stacking things on top of each other. So, for instance, our fridge, right? We only got like 2 racks in there. So, if you have something, right, because there's so much more open space and racks, it's like things actually have to stack on top of each other, and that's one of the things that really irritate me about this fridge. Like in Hawaii, I didn't have to worry about that because I had more racks in the fridge. Yeah, so something like egg containers, I don't wanna buy the egg containers, but like bins like this, you see these deep fridge bins, I think these are really great. So I'm gonna have to take measurements of the fridge and then pull things out. See that? And that way it looks like, whoa. I don't know how you see this fridge though, it has a lot of like little sections for it. Even this I think looks a little cluttered, which is kind of strange. But yeah, I these egg containers piss me off. I hate these egg containers. I actually had one in Hawaii, and it was such a pain because it's like you get your eggs and then you put them in the plastic container, and then afterwards, right, if it gets dirty, you gotta wash the plastic container, and it's like sometimes eggs crack, right? So it's like, ugh. But something like, yeah, see this? See how this one has like the pull drawer? You can pull it out forward. I like that. The little handles. So I kind of want to get a drink one. This one. Maybe they sell it at TJ Maxx or Marshalls. See that one? This drink one. And then get a few little bins like this. And that way it looks a bit more organized. Yeah. So, ugh. And then if you want to get fancier with that, right? Then you think, okay, it's not just this. You got to make sure you have the high quality storage containers as well. And what do you have for storage containers? Let's see. So these are the bins. The bins are very, very important, in my opinion. Let's see, pantry organizers over here. So this is what I should actually go for, because the freaking pantry pisses me off. So you got the all-purpose bins. Let's see. This freaking bin, look, this freaking bin that just holds like 6 bags of chips here is $20. That's how they get you. You want your nice fancy plastic bin, $20. But it's nice. You gotta admit, like if you have your hair stuff, it's nice to have a bin for your rubber bands and a bin for your brush and a bin for your flat iron and a bin for your product, and it's just one. It's like bins within bins. You see, and then that kind of promotes you being organized, and then you don't really buy too much stuff because it doesn't fit in your bin. No, it does not fit in your bin. Then you don't need it. Yeah. Oh, I love these little bins. We already got a tea storage box, so I don't need one. Oh, here we go. Here's a lazy Susan stuff. Look at this one. Doesn't this look like a freaking produce thing? Like, I love this. It looks so great. See? You got a double layered stacking thing, and you got one for your onions and one for your peaches, and it just makes it look so much like a freaking grocery store. Right? Does it not? I know, I heard potatoes are supposed to be in darkness, though. That doesn't look like it's in the dark. But it sure looks pretty. I think it looks really pretty. Look at that. Dang! Even spacing, those freaking OXO containers. Look at that. That looks like a freaking work of art. That's a lot of money. See all the little... See, so if you look over here, look at this. Everything is labeled. Freaking licorice. Walnuts. You know? Apricot. Raisins. See that? Like, that would drive me crazy, honestly, because, I mean, I could eat a whole bunch of those all at one time. But then you got your honey lazy Susan over here. And then, of course, you got your OXO containers over here. See, so it's all organized by height. And then you got your group of 3 right there. See the group of 3? Group of 3. And then your spices look like a freaking symphony over here. Look at that. Look at this straight freaking line here. Look at that. You see those diagonals? Dang! And then of course your sugar and your flour. And then you got more of the cohesive looking jars over here. I forgot what these are, but these are like French jars. They're made in France jars. And then you got your bread, exactly 2 packages. Your bagels, 1 package, got its own bin. And yeah, your produce, and then your bottled water. Look at that, 6 exactly in there, 3 exactly over here, and then your drinks. So I know this is a professional photo. Of course, this is for staging purposes, but there are people out there who live like this. There are people who live like this, and oh, I don't want to live a life where I feel like I'm looking at another person's home and I feel so jealous of it. Like, I actually got pissed off over it. I'm like, why don't I do something about it? Why don't I have, why don't I actually move forward to getting something closer to this? But I find that, yeah, if you just have enough patience and enough time and you just buy a whole bunch of stuff, then you can get the pantry of your dreams. If you want to do it a more low-cost method, it definitely takes a lot more time. So let's see. So the wire stackable baskets are this. So these 2 stackable baskets alone are $41. See that? So I've been on the lookout for those kind of containers. You rarely find those. I rarely find organizing containers. It's like, I don't know if it's just me, but I feel like New Yorkers, they don't, like, some people do focus on those organizing containers, but not really. People, they just live their life how, like regular people, which is nothing bad, but it's like when I think about this apartment, I want it to be a little better. And because I want it to be a little better, that's what makes me kind of think like going down this whole thing of like, oh, I want to have these nice containers. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens. At least I'll get the Lazy Susan though. I do want to get a Lazy Susan for the pills. No, I definitely have that. I definitely have that as well. Like, we have plastic containers that the meat comes in, or like turkey comes in, those things, or Rubbermaid containers. Those are great. Like, Rubbermaid containers are great. They just, yeah, it's just like, those are more practical. But they're not aesthetic. I think I would go crazy though. Like, I know some people, they like having like glass storage containers, but I know how I am. I'm afraid I'm gonna knock it down, and breaking glass is not fun. Yeah, it's not fun at all. Look at this though. Undershelf baskets. See, Lazy Susans, expanding shelves. Hold on. Oh my gosh. Yeah, so I'm gonna get over to organizing right now. And there's not really too much organizing that I have to do. In my opinion, it's like I really just need to focus on the freaking cohesive bins and see how that works. And as always, declutter stuff, but there's really not much for me to declutter. I've already kind of decluttered a lot. So yeah, but I do recommend that. I do recommend going and checking out more expensive companies and getting inspiration from them. Like, even if you don't, you never know. Like, maybe you'll find something on the street that will match, and you don't feel like you need to have matchy like I do. But because I want to have matchy, that comes at a freaking premium. And yeah, even, oh, look at this, lid organizers. Look how fancy that is. I mean, I don't want to say it's fancy, but like, look, all your squares And all your circle lids can all be together versus what we have right now. It's like the freaking lids are stacked on top of each other. So, yeah, that would be nice. That would be nice if we had a lid organizer, but $15 for this. And then it also takes up quite a bit of space in the storage, in the storage drawer, which we unfortunately don't have too many of as well. Oh, this is what I was talking about. Look at this. Okay, so this is actually what I wanted to get. Something similar to this. See, it's a plastic 2-tiered Lazy Susan. And yeah, it is 26 bucks. I don't really like this design too much. I don't know, there's something about it. Maybe they have a nicer looking one. See that? But all your stuff can go inside here. Oh, see, look. You can put your spices over here, your honey over here, your oils over here. Yeah. Let's go one more page before I end this stream. Yeah, so these pantry bins, I really want to get these. Bamboo Lazy Susan. Bamboo Lazy Susan actually would not look bad. Wow, look at this. Look how fancy this looks. Look at this one. That's pretty. Look at that. Stainless steel. Doesn't that look pretty? I think it looks pretty. We don't need one, but I just wanted to point it out to you guys. Yeah, this is the one that we have something. We have the OXO one, I think. Oh, wait. Oh my god. Do you guys want to know something really stupid that I just realized? Okay, so you know how I told you guys I wanted to get an expandable, or I wanted to get another container for this spice rack? I didn't realize that the one that we have right now is expandable. So never mind. I don't need a spice rack. I mean, I don't need a Lazy Susan. Yeah, I didn't realize it. Like I didn't expand it. So right now I have it like this, right? And I looked closely at it. I was like, wait a second, and it's not fully expanded at all. So yeah, I get double the space now. Okay, yeah, scratch that. I don't need that Lazy Susan. Yeah, so I just saved my. Yeah, look at that. So yeah, we have the same exact one. I picked it up for free. See? So this is the great thing about having an expandable one. You don't have to buy another one. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna pour. Let's see. I'm feeling impulsive. Oh my gosh. That is so much more space. That's really funny. That's really funny. I didn't realize it was expandable. There we go. Fully expanded. I got more space. This is amazing. What? I never realized this thing was expandable. What is it? You're just staring at me. What is it? What is it?
There's no way.
Oh, I don't know. You're just looking at me, so I was wondering if you're going to ask me a question. Yeah, so you can have an expandable organizer and not realize that, yes, it is actually expandable. Oh my goodness, I have so much space now. Damn. So, let's look at back. We'll have, okay. This is really stupid. I try to put everything on and I don't have enough space for it, so I'm gonna have to retract it back in. Come on. Okay. There's my box. And the glamorous part. Perfect? Now it's perfect. Okay, let's go back. Let's do this. D. I just put things off on the side that I did not realize I put off. Okay. Man, that would have been really stupid if I bought that organizer and then I realized, hey, I still wear that. Yeah, why didn't you just expand the organizer? So dumb. Okay. Okay, this looks so much nicer. Perfect. This card can. Yeah. Over here. The prescription over here. And yay! And I could use one more thing over here. Wow, that was so stupid. That was really stupid of me. And then now I have another MacBook box. And I can put it right here. Hey! Holy crap, maybe I don't have to buy an organizer. Maybe I don't have to buy an organizer at all. I'll just use what I have. So, yeah, I had a cohesiveness problems, but now it looks a little bit more cohesive. Not bad. Not bad. Yeah. Work in progress. Okay, yeah, I should have taken a freaking picture. So, yeah, that was really stupid of me not knowing that was expandable. Yeah, so I don't need a lazy Susan anymore. But, yeah. Oh, I should have taken a picture before this, and then I could have showed you guys. Oops. Something dropped. Okay, so I am going to actually just do a community post, and then, yeah, freaking my dumb ass over here. You're not now. But, yeah, I'll just organize it and see how this thing works, and I will talk to you guys later. Maybe I can avoid buying some organizers. But I do actually want to buy organizers for the fridge, because I think if I have the fridge and that's nice to organize it, it will make me a lot happier when I look at the fridge. Yeah, there was like a little bit on the side, but yeah, I didn't realize that. So yeah, look at my community post. I will talk to you guys later. And as I said before, oh my god, look at this. Great authentic milk crate, $9.99. Dude, you can just buy your own milk crate. You don't have to, I mean, you don't have to buy their own milk crate. Probably a freaking grocery store has a bunch of milk crates. yeah, but I'm gonna spend some time looking at Container Store, organize stuff, and think about cohesiveness. So as you guys saw in those previous things, it really matters about having like versus like, right? Like colors, like containers, and I don't think it has to be exactly the same, but if you have clear acrylic containers, in my opinion, they really should be next to other clear acrylic containers as well. And if you have things different, right? It's like the clear acrylic containers all tied. Oh my god, I freaking hate these storage boxes. This freaking triggers me. It triggers me like if people have unnecessary things and freaking look at this. Look at that. I mean, it's neat. Don't get me wrong. It just looks a little crazy. I think it looks a little crazy here. But yeah, there might be some person who's like anti-dust or something, and they're like, I gotta put my boots in its own storage container. Wait, shouldn't boots not be in those? I don't know. Maybe it's just me, but I feel like my shoes really should breathe. Like, put them in a dust bag or something. But yeah, look at that. You got a container for your freaking sunglasses. What? Oh yeah, I see the milk crates now. See? Set of 3 on the bottom. Looks perfect. Perfectly. So you really should do your dimensions and then figure out like, okay, if my space is 36 inches, right? Exactly. Then my milk crates can be 12 inches each, and then that way it fits the 36-inch space perfectly. Or maybe, yeah, maybe if it's like 37 or so. But yeah, that's how you get that perfect measurement without having to just test things and buy things blindly and then figure out like, oh wait, this doesn't fit my shelf. So yeah, I've learned quite a lot of things going down this home organizing route. You got to be mindful about colors, measurements, heights, and stick with your game plan, because if you stray away from your game plan, then you can really fuck up whatever look you're going for sure. So yeah, I'll talk to you guys later. See ya.